Good morning. I've got a load to unload here, to dump, and hopefully I'm gonna serve some value. And first of all, I just want to say that I appreciate and thank anyone that does view me, because I know that my numbers are low. I know that my algorithm is not reaching a vast majority that you probably see many people reach. And those people are the ones that I want to be talking about, because I don't know them. I don't know those people who you do follow, who you do connect with. But there's one thing for sure, is that when you're watching me, you're connecting with me. And I'm in full appreciation of that. And I want to talk about a paradox in relation to those people, because I follow a certain number of people, like-minded, I would like to think, people. And the paradox, what a paradox really means, it's like a statement, an unfounded statement, quite like unproven statement, and something absurd even. But then when you do kind of trail it back to its origin, you'll find out that there is some significance in there, and there might be a little bit of contradiction, but ultimately a paradox is exactly that. It's a statement that is true, but at first you think it's no further from the truth than it could be. And the reason why I'm saying it is because if you follow so-called influencers online, and at this time especially, so now that we're in the midst of this pandemic, you will hear many of these influencers tell you stories. And normally, telling you stories means going back. So when they go back, they not necessarily reflect, but they kind of revisit where they was, and they teach you about what they did in order to be on the platform and be right in front of your face. And that is the paradox, because every influencer will say, never look back, don't live in regret, can't look back, what's done is done, leave it alone. But you'll find that these leaders, these leading figures, will always go back. And what do we as a society, as a nation, as a culture, as a population, what do we all resonate with? We all resonate with stories. We love a story. Now, in the last 2-3 posts that I've done in the morning, I've given a story and I've put titles to that story. And hopefully you've benefited in some way. And that's exactly what I want. I want you to come on board with me. And if I do nothing, I allow you to have one thought that you can take away and say, it's pretty enlightening. I like that. I might use that. So this goes back to the paradox, right? It's actually true. You've got to go back. So I'm talking to those people that are thought leaders. I'm talking to those people that are thought provokers, that like to be provoked in thought, because I believe that I am one of these people. Now, I don't articulate my message correctly, and I do go long form. And that's something obviously I'm working on, and everyone that has been on before knows that. And I'm transparent in that, and I'm not shy to say that, you know. I don't come from academia background, you know. I'm just workhorse. However, with this new age, you got to start pivoting, you got to start shifting, you got to start adapting, you know. And there's no more better time than now. And I said it yesterday, it's an unprecedented time that we don't know. So those that think they do know, they will say some outlandish statements. You'll think it's paradoxical, but it's not. It's bollocks, because they just don't know. And because they don't know, they start filtering your vulnerable mind. And because they filter your vulnerable mind, you're led down their path. Anyone that is out of control will try to gain control by putting in their poor messages to those that are vulnerable and want them to hook onto them, because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel cathartic, what they're doing. What I'm doing now is cathartic. I feel so good doing this, because I get to actually unleash my freaking demons here doing what I'm doing now, you know, because I believe that I am on the path to my personal greatness, yeah? And I don't think that will ever stop. I really don't. But the main thing is that I do look back, and that's the problem sometimes. And that's the paradox, is that, you know, the people that you're watching, have a look at what they're saying. Have a look at how their past was and what they did to get out of their rut, because they're obviously very successful in what they do. So don't make and learn from your mistakes. Essentially, ultimately, learn from other people's mistakes. That's the key to growth. That's the key to development. I'm not going to leave you just yet, because I got sent a photo from my cousin, and it was a long time ago. And I looked at that photo and I saw myself. I just shook my head. I really did. I thought to myself, I had no freaking direction. I looked at that photo and I just saw me. I had zero direction. I was so freaking entitled. I was like, oh, I'm okay. You're young, aren't you? You're impressionable, you're untouchable. You know, you want to belong to your tribes, you want some belonging, but essentially you're comforted, you know? This is my background, it's not your background. You might have come from some abusive background. Your life must have been shit, horrible, and something I would never ever imagine. And I feel for that. I have empathy for that. But I can't imagine what that would be. Only if you talk to me, and then I can just grasp it, because I'm long in the game, and that's the thing, you know, I've got skin in the game. And psychologically speaking, when you're dealing with fitness, because you must know that I'm into fitness, when you work your body, you're not just working that aesthetic look, you're looking well deep within. That muscle of the brain is the biggest muscle that you are going to work all the time. So don't think that fitness is your kind of escape. It might be escape from this reality, but it's not an escape from that reality, right? So with exercise, it comes the mental, and that is my niche. That is my market, because I deal with the mindset connected to the body set. The mind and the body as one. And you may have heard that before, and you may think that I'm some sort of, what could be a good word of description here? Fraud, you know, some sort of fraud, you know, that I'm just a copy. No, I'm not a copyright. I'm not, you know. I wouldn't like to believe that I am anyway. And I said it on a previous post as well. You may think that I'm a jack of all trades and master of none. No. The only thing that I've hijacked, because that is actually, jacking is the abbreviation version of hijack. The only thing that I've hijacked is your attention. And because I've got your attention and you're watching this, I'm 8 minutes in and you're still there. So that must mean that something I've said has sparked some attention, and that's all I want. It's just to deliver the value. And if I have delivered value, please share this, right? I'm going to set some links in this. I might not do nothing, yeah? I just hope you can reach out. Why don't you comment here? Why don't you comment and let me know if this is of value? Just put a little something. Put a thumbs up, put a thumbs down, put a finger up. Do whatever you want. Just tell me about how I'm delivering this value. Is it of value? Okay, there's lots more to say, but we're 8.5 minutes in. And you have a wonderful Saturday the 11th, I believe, of April 2020. Nearly 3 weeks done. Okay, self-isolation, stay safe, be well.